so down and out, there ain't no doubt your heart's about to break in two. You look around and find within your mind that darkness overshadows you. You're desperate for the one, the only son who promised that he'd see you through. The Lord holds out his hand to you, my friend, to take it. Now it's up to you. So lift your head, don't look so teary-eyed. What you're going through will only be for a little while. Keep your head to the sky, get ready to fly. What's ahead? What's ahead? What's ahead? What's ahead? What's ahead? He's called us to a place in time and space, out from the world unto his throne. He's called us from the night unto the light and claims us as his very own. He wants you to begin to trust in him with all your heart and all your soul. He's never let you down, so turn your frown up, get in gear and start to roll. So lift your head, don't look so teary-eyed. What you're going through will only be for a little while. Keep your head to the sky, get ready to fly. What's ahead? 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 To what's ahead? What's ahead? His kingdom shines like gold, and as his plan unfolds, we stand in trembling fear. This plastic world mirage with planes and trains and cars is soon to disappear. The time is almost here when it will be revealed just what we really are. No man has ever dreamed of all the things that wait for us beyond the stars. So lift your head, don't look so teary-eyed. What you're going through will only be for a little while. Keep your head to the sky, get ready to fly. To what's ahead? What's ahead? To what's ahead? What's ahead? To what's ahead? What's ahead? What's ahead? What's ahead? 3, 2, 1. Get ready to fly. To what's ahead? What's ahead? Get ready to fly.
Good evening. I am your MC for the evening for some very important reasons that you'll find out later. My name is Melody Thompson, the director and founder of Worship Arts Restoration. Yes, what's ahead? That is the question for the evening as Worship Arts Restoration closes out its first season of Friday Night Vibes. Lord, what's ahead? Thank you, George Johnson, for that inspiring performance piece and very relevant question for tonight. Well, tonight is not only an inspiring evening, not only sure to be an inspiring evening, but a lucrative one. As we present our very first special cash prize giveaway. Woo! Yeah, you heard me right. We are giving away instant cash tonight for guess what? For you subscribing to our YouTube channel. Now, look, of course, subscribe has no cost attached to it. It's just like it's YouTube language for like or follow. It means nothing regarding money, but tonight it does, except kind of like in reverse. The first or up to 20 new subscribers. If you are among up to 20 new subscribers that subscribed during our broadcast, and by that I mean you might be watching the premiere starting at 8 o'clock, or you might be tuning in for a replay, we will consider tonight up to about 10:30. That will give you time to watch. If you missed the 8 o'clock, you can pick it up at 9:15 or whenever YouTube gets it rolling again. Of course, you know this is a special 1-hour program tonight. But in any case, you will qualify if you are a new subscriber to get instant $10 from us. Now, how's that gonna work? Part of it, we're just gonna trust you. You're gonna put in the chat, a little chat box down on the bottom or on the side if you have a laptop. I subscribed. And then you will communicate with us at Worship Arts Restoration through Facebook Messenger and give us your PayPal information, your Cash App information. We're sorry tonight, we're just doing Cash App and PayPal. But just give us that information and we will instantly tonight send you $10 just for subscribing, because we're so appreciative of our viewers and those that subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now wait, we have not forgotten about those of you who have already subscribed. We super appreciate you, and some of you have watched all 8 episodes. So you get to show off that you watched other episodes tonight and win money in the process. We are going to be sending instant cash prize of $20. Yeah, you heard me right, $20 to the first person who can drop in the chat the answer to each of our $20 questions of the night. Now, of course, they're just gonna pop up at different times throughout the evening. So just keep your eyes open and your fingers ready to just be the first one to answer the question in the chat. And once again, communicate with us directly with your PayPal or Cash App, and we will get to you $20. That's right. It's gonna be a fun evening. Hopefully, as always, it's an inspirational evening, but it's really only a worthwhile evening because you're here with us, taking part in this experience and supporting Worship Arts Restoration in this way, in this particular way. Well, next on our program is one of our special guests. We've tried to keep our special guests a little bit of a secret, but of course, the name of this episode gives it away a little bit, episode 8, behind the scenes. So obviously this is one of our behind the scenes guests. And here's another hint for you. The video that you just saw that we opened with George Johnson's vocal was co-produced by our first special guest. Stay tuned. Surprise! When I said behind the scenes of Friday Night Vibes, I really meant it. This is the man right here behind the scenes. You wouldn't see anything, you wouldn't hear anything if it was not for this man right here, Roland Hines, CEO of Raw Sounds Media, came out behind the camera to join us today, and I can't think of a better way to end our season than to honor the one who really made our season possible. I mean, like, seriously. But a lot of people, you know, I've known Roland like forever. Just to give you a little history, I've known him I think before he had his beautiful bride, who we're going to make sure that you see, because there's some other aspects to Roland besides just Raw Sounds Media. There's Roland Hines Photography. So we're going to be showing some of his photography that you can enjoy, and in doing so, you'll get to see his lovely wife, his beautiful daughters and son, Nariah, Ellie, and Joshua. And I knew them before any of them happened. Before any of that happened, God has always surrounded me with greatness. And if you remember a couple of episodes ago, he is definitely one of the grapes. Remember the grapes that I talked about? Yeah, he and his lovely, wonderful wife, Robyn, who is a anointed dancer. And we hope to get her on the program in our next season. But for now, we're going to interview the man behind Friday Night Vibes, Roland Hines. Roland, got just a couple of questions. And, you know, people that know you may think they know things about you, and they do, and there may be things that people don't know about you. So when you think of yourself, what I'd like for you to first share with us, as you think about yourself, like so many of us on the Arts Mountain, you know, someone knows us as, oh, well, she's a dancer. Oh, well, she's a storyteller. Oh, well, she's an actor. Oh, well, she's a teacher. And you have that kind of life too. People know you as different things.
Yeah.
How do you see yourself on the Arts Mountain? What are your gifts, and how do you describe yourself in your artistry?
I'm a one-word kind of guy. I'm just a bridge builder.
A bridge builder.
Describe that would be, I take, as like what we're doing now with the War, Friday Night Vibes, and you have your, what do you call them, what's it called, viewers. I'm just the guy in the middle that takes your content and just try to package it up and give it to your viewers. Or in photography, I'm the guy that you normally call and say, hey Roland, I want some photo stuff, so people could document whatever goes. So I'm just a bridge builder that just documents and just package stuff up and give it to the audience, or I'll give it to whoever it wants. So I'm more like a content creator, take someone's idea, polish it up, and just put it out.
But I love that, because I know you hinted, you dropped that word bridge builder on me in that really esoteric way. You have dropping things on me like, okay, whatever that means. I was thinking you're in construction.
Yes.
But now I get it, because I sort of got it for this, you know, for taking ideas. You are a content creator.
Yeah.
And by the way, I mean, Roland obviously doesn't just work for, you know, Worship Arts Restoration. He's all over the place. Every place I go, like, no, Roland Hines did that. Oh, Roland Hines created that. Well, what? How does he do all this? And he holds down a full-time job, because, you know how it goes for artists. We do a lot, but there isn't enough income to sustain. Just hint there. But anyway, full-time job as well, full-time father, full-time husband. And every place I go, oh, Roland did that, Roland did that. And I was thinking media when you said,
yes.
But, yes, photography as well.
Yes.
Photography is that bridge between that moment that you want to capture. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a really interesting way of looking at yourself.
I'm just the little lonely, how are we going to get over there? Let me build a bridge. Give me a little bit of time, I'll figure it out, and then connect everyone together. And it benefits our viewers, our audience, someone that, you know, a customer. It's a memory captured, be it media, be it, you know, this kind of media, or even photography. It's captured for the eons of time, really, when you look at it. The importance of that kind of work, you all can't see it right now, but I'm looking at a wall in our studio that has all our posters for over the years for different performance pieces. And when you look at that, you realize that
Roland, who probably did, I think he created the very logo that I'm looking at right now for God's Providence Dance Assembly. It is archival. It's beyond valuable. He's creating history. You don't appreciate it when you're doing it, but 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years later, he's the guy who has made that history possible so we can see how one thing connects to the other and how God connects to all of it. And so with that, I just want to ask you, Roland, have you always seen the kind of artistry that you've done connected to your relationship to God? Or this is also going to tie into, maybe tell us a little bit about your journey from like high school or as a young man, like how did you get into this, and was God always a part of this, or was there that moment where you realized this was from the Lord?
I could remember a long time ago, my brother and I, we started out doing like hip hop stuff, recording hip hop.
Should I give a shout out to Richard?
No, it's not Richard.
Oh.
It's my younger brother. He lives in New York now. He does like production and stuff.
Oh.
So he packed up and with his MPC and just left to New York, and that was it. But prior to that, growing up, him and I was always into the music scene, so more like recording and mixing. So I really started out in music, from a lot of artists, hip hop, just heavy duty hip hop. Mom would be like, "Oh my God, you did this and that, all the curse words and stuff, and where's my cut?" Which is, utility. You can't just, because my father built us a studio to keep us pretty much off the street, but ended up the street came to us, which was kind of good and bad.
Yeah.
At least they knew where we were, what we was doing.
At least mom knew where you
the music was on. They knew we climbed up the stairs like 5, 6:30 in the morning. They knew we was in the house.
Yeah.
So it was a good. So that started me on my own. I eventually opened my own studio for a couple years. Took that back home and did a lot more mixing. And when I got married, took that back home, got married, and when I had my firstborn, got a camera, and that became the love for photography because I was documenting Mariah Rose and all my kids. That became the photographer, and it just kept on getting better and better and better. And then the video part just became, I don't know, just, we can do video, let me try that. A couple of my friends did videos, kind of helped them out, you just use the software. It was good with that in and out, but it wasn't a core thing. Then it just became another thing, I like doing this now, because it was more like an editing. That's why the editing part is what I love to do. I love taking rough ideas and build it to something. Polish it out.
And I love people that love doing that.
Yes,
because I'm the idea person. I'm the visionary, and I don't quite get all the details. See, so I love how God creates, how he knits people together.
So how all that spun into for the Lord was more of, hey, when we used to go to Morning Star, it was like, hey, we know this guy that does video. Before we had kids, Robyn and I used to go to church. It was I developed into live stream now. So now I'm developing platforms for churches now. So that's another side of where the Lord kind of pulled me. It's like, you're good at sharpening your blade, you're good in the audio, you're good with the video, you kind of know what I want you to see behind the cameras. So I think that's how he kind of pulled me into the live stream and kind of got me. Even every church I go to, the sound or something doesn't feel right, I'm sitting there around just go.
I bet sometimes it's a little hard to be with.
Just go fix it. It's hard to turn it off when you know excellence in church has to be excellent. It's totally different from outside where you kind of we're doing it for God. It has to be excellent. So when I see things are not super then I just let me get my toys, let me go shopping, let me go build this up and get it where I think it should be of excellence. And then we kind of move on. We're just bridge builders. I build a bridge and keep going.
Thank God for bridges, because people like us need something to walk over.
Yeah.
And you've done this for years. Roland, has been a blessing. Talk about the scripture that says, despise not humble beginnings. He remembers. Very, very, very humble. Not that this is a lot either. We're on a YouTube channel. let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
Let's get some 1,000 million subscribers.
Okay,
Let's see how
come
humble we get.
on! Especially tonight. Tonight is subscribe. Prizes for subscribers, as you know. Tonight we're trying to get our subscribers up. Help us get there. Help this man get there.
Yeah.
Because when you subscribe to our channel and Friday Night Vibes continues to grow, you know, it's not me. It's very much not me, to be quite honest. It's our performance ministers platforms. It's people like Roland Hines. It's the whole team that it takes to make this happen. They get more opportunities. Those opportunities grow as we grow. So keep that in mind tonight as we're trying to get everybody to subscribe. Roland, one last question before I let you go. Where do you see yourself now in your journey as an artist, a technical artist, a content creator, a bridge builder, and what do you see as your goal or your dream as you fulfill your earth assignment?
Right now, I feel like I'm still growing. I'm not at the infantry novice part of my development. I think I'm beyond that now. So when a lot of clients come like, oh, how much does it cost? And I give them a rate. They go, oh, I thought you, no.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. If they called me like, I don't know, 8 years ago, where I'm like, sure. Now it's really, if I want to transition from like what I do full time to this, it has to, as what they say, God says, your gifts will make ways. And with all the gifts I have, it can. However, I have to be able to be realistic and honest. If I'm going to allow myself to be out there, I have to be allowed to present myself in a higher, I won't say a higher excellence. And I have to attract those people.
And be compensated for that excellence.
Exactly, compensate for that excellence. So right now, I'm still growing. I wish a lot of people could be honest about them. Still growing. There's things I haven't like really developed or avenues that I really want. Like for instance, I was always like, I want to start a YouTube channel, but there's one thing that holds me back is my voice, because of I don't like to hear myself recorded. So that's always been my hindrance. You know,
we could dub. Like, I could be your voice, and you.
So there's things I need to.
It's a ventriloquist kind of a thing going on.
Yeah, I would love to work on teach people like you know, one-on-one photography and easy stuff, or one-on-one video editing and stuff. But it always come down and put my voice out like, I can't. It's like, I just can't do. I can't. Like now, if I go back and edit this, I'm gonna sit there and cringe. I hear my voice for 10 minutes. It's gonna be out there in the atmosphere now. But yeah, I would love to take raw sound films, raw life photography, and make that something where it could become a legacy piece. Whether I'm helping to maybe one day direct another movie, or just be able to document an important event where someone said, "Wow, we love that portrait," or "I love that landscape," and like, "Hey, how much do you want it for?" And just put a price of something out there. So it's down. It's pocketed here. Just my seeds are growing, still watering, but still growing.
Good for you.
You know, it's just I think after a while, I just have to get the guts.
You said two things that are so important as we wrap up, and we'll have to have you back because there's just so we'll come back and just talk about the photography, but the focus was on media today. But you said two things that are so important. One is knowing your value also means knowing your weaknesses. You know, I mean, we get it a little twisted, like, you know, I'm blessed and highly favored, and I'm the head, not the tail, but you ain't got all the skills. And we have to, we're human, we have to recognize our weaknesses as well as our strengths. And we would be talking for another half hour if I talked about mine, but we're just going to talk about yours right now. It's more comfortable for me to talk about your flaws than mine. But let me say the other thing that you said. So that's to our audience, some of our viewers. Let's be realistic, you know, about what our giftings really are and what we want to do. Those are two different things, and that's a message for another day. However, we also our value that we know, the gifts that God gave us, and the mountain that we're on, and the calling that we have in this world, in this tangible world, does come with a price.
Yes.
And sometimes the church is the last place that honors the bearer of the gift.
Yes.
it's couched in, but this is ministry and you should just do this for free and this is unto the Lord. And Paul teaches us quite different. A workman is worthy of his wages, not to speak of the fact that we live in a material world, and you cannot tell your bill collector, your mortgage company, but I'm gifted. I don't need to pay you because I got a gift. So we need to really honor each other that way with compensation to the best of our ability. I think the mercy or the compassion is when you say, as you said to me on many occasions, let's negotiate that. You're coming a little low. And being honest. In that way, you both feel good. Someone doesn't feel used, and the giver feels good about giving. Yes. So thank you, Roland, so much for.
Thank you for having me. I guess. I'm gonna cringe when I hear this.
Thank you for all the editing that he's going to do for this. It is kind of strange, I'm sure, to be recording your own footage that you're going to be editing.
It's different because I'm usually like for Christmas photos, it's put it on remote because I'm the family photographer for my family too. So it's kind of odd going to see myself talking. The photos are kind of easy to.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. Live is.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
But we thank you.
Well,
we thank you. We appreciate you.
Well,
hey, you guys, stay around. There is more to come on Friday Night Vibes. Our last episode. You don't want to miss a thing. Thank you for joining us tonight, and stay tuned for more on Friday Night Vibes.
Night Vibes.
Roland, jack of all trades, master of many. Roland is a lot of things to so many. However, to me, he is so much more. He is my person, my friend, my greatest support, my encourager, my adventure buddy, my laughing partner, my safe place, my witness to this thing called life, my very own MacGyver. Roland is the father I never had but always wanted for myself to our children. He is intentional in his fatherhood. He is caring and compassionate, a great teacher, a problem solver that illuminates a new perspective. Roland is my hand-picked purpose partner, whom I love so much and continue to grow in love with more and more.
Greetings, everyone. Stephanie Barbosa here. I am one of the board members of Worship Arts Restoration. I am also a liturgical dance minister and a fitness and weight management lifestyle coach. Are you ready for the first $20 question? First, remember, the first correct answer in the chat wins. Here we go. Drum roll. Who or what was our special feature in episode 2 of Friday Night Vibes? Remember, first correct answer in the chat wins. Thank you for joining us tonight. Now back to the show.
Wow, you should have noticed by now that we at Worship Arts Restoration love giving away things, money, but also help, assistance, support, the gospel of Jesus Christ to a world in need. We love giving through our arts to the world. And tonight, yes, we are trying to reach 100 subscribers for our YouTube channel, but Worship Arts Restoration does so much more. We have a prison ministry. We support our artists who are in financial need. We help support their projects and their ministries. We bring arts to places others may not. As a matter of fact, the name Friday Night Vibes is named after summer vibes. Something that one of our members, Emmanuel Amos, came up with about 8 years ago, which is an outdoor outreach all-day performance ministry that we do in downtown Providence, but it got shut down by COVID. So please enjoy a few moments with us as we remember what war does outside of this studio, because by God's grace and mercy, we'll be back we'll be doing our outside outreach to a world in need very, very soon.
Show me your face, fill up this space. My world needs you right now. My world needs you right now. I can't escape being afraid. Fill me with you right now. My world needs you right now.
Show me your face, fill up this space. My world needs you right now. My world needs you right now. I can't escape being afraid. Fill me with you right now. My world needs you right now. Powerful down, bring with it a sound that points us to you right now. Erase substitutes right now. Fix what I see, and God, please fix me. My world needs you right now. Let us see you right now. Powerful down, bring with it a sound that points us to you right now. Erase substitutes right now. Fix what I see, and God, please fix me. And God, please fix me. My world needs you right now. Let us see you right now. Every heart in the world, God needs you to rescue. Storms have come and torn our hearts in two. We need you. Show me your face, fill up this space. The world needs, my world needs you right now. My world needs you right now. Storms may come, but when we call your name, all things change. Kingdoms fall, one thing forever
face. Come fill this space. My world needs you right now. My world needs you right now.
Hi everyone, my name is Maureen Bowden. I am a spoken word artist. I also serve on the board of directors of Worship Arts Restoration. Guys, are you ready for your next $20 question for our subscribers? All right, guys, here we go. What fruit did Apostle Melody mention in her mini message on episode 5 of Friday Night Vibes? Now, guys, we're not talking about spiritual fruit here. We're talking about that yummy, good, edible fruit. All right, here's the deal. The first person to put in the correct answer in the chat wins. All right, here's the question again. What fruit did Apostle Melody mention in her mini message on episode 5 of Friday Night Vibes? Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now back to our show.
Hi, I'm glad to see that you're still with us on our very special evening of an hour-long program. Thank you for sticking with us. You know, COVID deprived us of so much this past year, but thank God, weeping endures for a night or for more than a year, but joy comes in the morning. It is with great joy that we present to you the second part of this very special night, which will include a performance piece from an amazing play entitled Romans Road, written and directed by accomplished director, playwright, war member, and pastor Robyn Rease. Now, this play was scheduled to debut last year, but it was shut down within about 2 weeks of that debut due to the pandemic. Well, I had the pleasure of interviewing one of the original actors in Romans Road. She plays Roman's mother in the play, so stick around after my interview for this very poignant scene from Romans Road. But first, my interview with another special behind-the-scenes guest. Well, the surprises don't stop. At Friday Night Vibes for our episode 8, look who we have here! Oh, you're used to seeing, she's the first face that you see for every episode, but what better person to also include in our behind the scenes with Friday Night Vibes than your host, Jatim Nisi. But Jatim, I know you're a whole lot more than a host. I know that, and I think we owe our audience, your audience, the pleasure of getting to know a little bit more about who you really are, what you do, what you have to offer. Let me first thank you publicly for being willing to be the host. Sometimes we have other things that we do, and we have other giftings, and it isn't a matter of like settling, but it's just a matter of giving. And I can do this too, and I want to. And so I thank you for functioning as our awesome host for our first episode.
It's been my pleasure. I loved it. It's so much fun. I love hosting. So it's one of, like you said, it's one of the many things that I do, but I love it. I absolutely love hosting. And hosting our show, Friday Night Vibes, it means so much. And so because it means so much, it means more to me to do it. So
That's what we want this to be. And for those of you who have not yet been on the show, and I've often dropped these little hints, if you are a member of Worship Arts Restoration and you have not appeared on Friday Night Vibes, please get in touch with us for season 2, because maybe you should be in this seat as well. Mm-hmm. But here's my disclaimer. She just demonstrated it. We want you to be on our show doing what you love to do. Yeah. There should be no sense of obligation, coercion, annoyance, or stress. It should be what you enjoy doing. So with that said, I'm so glad this is one of the things you enjoy doing. But just talk to our audience a little bit about who is Jatim Nisi. You know, there are more than one, you do more than one thing in your artistry.
Yes.
And people, you know, sometimes have an idea about, you know, oh, Jatim Nisi, she's this. Oh, no, she's that. Oh, no, she's this. Then, of course, church has this whole other description usually, and she's an usher. I'm not saying you are, but you know.
Right.
She's a Sunday school teacher.
Sort of.
According to Jatim Nisi, who are you in the arts? Where do you stand on the arts mountain? And what is your passion, your artistry that you would like to just how would you describe yourself?
Well, I would say that I am an actor. That is really what I am and who I am. Every single thing that I do falls under the actor umbrella. So it's like, okay, so you're a host. Yes, I act as a host. I'm a trainer. In my day life and at church too, I'm a trainer. Even training is acting for me, like it's being in front of an audience.
True.
And so everything that I do is basically selling a story.
Very good point.
And that's what actors do. Actors sell stories. And I know that we may talk about this later, but I'm going to say a little bit of this right now, which is that when you are an actor and you're selling a story, you better believe what you're selling.
Yes.
You better believe in what you're selling. Because if you don't believe in what you're selling, you shouldn't be doing it. So I make sure that whatever I'm doing, whatever project it is, I make sure that I believe in it. Because it is sales. I am inviting you into this moment, right? I'm inviting you into this moment that I want you to experience, that I want you to maybe learn from. Well, I don't want to invite you to an experience that's not good for you to learn from.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That even speaks to sometimes the dichotomy, sometimes the conflict, sometimes the challenge that it is to be an actor making a living. And by the way, Jatim is one of those very few people that is a professional actor making a living as an actor. And therefore, there are just not enough roles in Christian-only programming to subsist, to survive. So talk to us about your journey to where you are. You know, how do you keep God at the center and function as a professional actor? How does that work for you? How do you navigate that?
Well, it's a good question. There's definitely not enough Christian entertainment out there. And then there's so many actors. And one of the gripes that I kind of have is that Christian entertainment will take non-Christians on their production. And it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because, yes, you could be ministering to them and that could change the whole entire life. So for that, it's good. But it's also not good because then there's other Christian artists like myself who want to be in the production, but I'm up against...
I'm a Christian!
Right, and I'm up against everyone else as well as if it was, you know, the regular secular world. So, you know, so there's a lot of challenges with that. And with that being said, I've had to definitely open the doors to other things like family friendly, things that just don't go against God. And sometimes even maybe the storyline goes against God, but my part doesn't, right? So all these little nuances that I have to decide and decipher, is this good, is this okay? I am doing voiceover training now. One of the places that I'm heading is voiceover because the pandemic has been such a hit on entertainment. Voiceover is so relevant because it can all be done from home.
Yes.
Right? And so I'm doing more training now, and it's interesting because I was with my trainer, and I'll give his name as a shout out. His name is Dave Fenori. He's an amazing gaming actor as well as other things. He does a bunch of other promo and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm working on gaming with him, and I'm doing gaming because that's what is most like acting, right? Because they tell stories in games.
In the games, yeah.
And I don't game. I have no idea about games. You could ask me about any game. I'll tell you I have no idea. But they're telling stories in games.
All I know is that I'm playing Hercules
mean in this game?
Exactly. Like, that's all I need to know. What's the storyline? That's all I want to know. But he gave me the script to use, and in it was the F-bomb.
Ooh, dun dun dun.
And it was the F-bomb. And he was sampling, he's from what I know of him, I don't believe that he follows the same path. So he was, directing me, and he was saying the F-bomb and showing me how he wanted me to deliver the piece. And I said, I don't say that. And he was like, huh? I said, I don't say that. And he's like, well, what do you do if it's required of you? What if it's in the script? I tell them that I will either change it to a less stronger curse, like one that's not as harsh, but still shows the frustration and the anger, or I won't do it at all. And so he was like, okay. He's like, go ahead with it. And so I did it, and he liked the read, and I changed it. I changed it to not so nice, but not that vulgar, like to that level vulgar, because I'm willing to say these other words, but not that.
Yeah.
And not the 4-letter S word, right? Mm-hmm. Those are the two that are just not on the plate, because I'm just being real, I used to be a major cusser. And when I got saved, God took it from me.
Isn't that interesting? So God allowed you to continue your journey in a field where this would come up, but almost as a testimony and a proof to your deliverance, you're confronting it, Jatem. What are you going to do now? Mm-hmm. I've been delivered. And yet, I still get the part. And yet, I still have success.
I don't say the F-bomb, I don't say the S-bomb, I don't curse. I mean, I've been a vegetarian my whole life, so I don't
and no meat rolls.
Right, exactly.
But, these are the stands that we need to take, because I don't know why I just thought of tithing. I thought of how we want God to bless us, right? We want God to bless us with roles and jobs and opportunities, but we have to take a stand. We have to abide by His rules. He will not bless where He is not welcome. Yeah. And I'm sure you could tell us stories for the next hour about the many instances that you've had where you had to take a stand, whether or not you say, I'm a Christian, or whether or not you just show Christian behavior. Right. And God can bless that, but when you cross that line, God can't bless it. He's not welcome in places of perversion, and so He can't bless you. But as we're closing up this interview that could go on forever, absolutely. Speaking of God, He's the one that created you as you are. He made you to be who you are. You are an asset and a blessing on the Arts Mountain. What is your goal or dream? Where do you see this heading? What is your earth assignment? And how do you see yourself in the future years accomplishing that assignment?
I mean, I don't know what my assignment is because it's always changing. First of all, God can change it at any time. If I put down, this is what's going to happen, or this is what I'm expecting, but I do have desires and I do have hopes. And so the Up channel is one of the channels that I'd like to see myself on. So Christian entertainment. I would love to work with some of the The Chosen is one of the newest ones that have come out. So just different opportunities like that. Film is like my first love. I think I would like to be a very strong, prominent lead role in film and in like a drama TV show. So I would like to do some crime drama.
Okay. I think you have that in your past.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. I have. I like playing lawyers. I like playing judges. So those kind of roles, and I like something that's continuous, something that's steady, something that I can keep giving and giving and giving to, and seeing that role completely progress as time goes on. I feel like those are some of my goals. I don't look to be an A-listed actor because I believe that takes you to a different level that is not with God.
I understand that completely.
Yeah, so that's not my goal.
Mm-hmm.
A-listed, no. But being just a regular, being consistently working as an actor and finding those parts that really have some meat to them, not real meat, veggie, not veggie meat, not real meat, but the meat of the words and the storyline.
Yeah.
And having that opportunity to keep it going. Those are some of my goals.
Wonderful. And what I'm hearing is, you're not aiming for fame, because every famous person is not an artist.
Right.
But true artistry manifests itself in, this is what I was born to do, and this is what I want to do on a regular basis. And that's your attempt.
Yeah.
We can't promise you that on Friday Night Vibes, but we can say to you, audience, as long as you want to help, this is not, Friday Night Vibes, as you know, is just one component of what Worship Arts Restoration does. We are restoring the arts. We are helping and supporting artists and actors like Jatem, who are out there not alone, because we are backing and helping and supporting and praying for those who are out there in the field, in the acting world, in the theater world, and the many worlds that comprise the arts and entertainment mountain. So when you help us, you're helping us help people like Jatem and many, many others on the Arts Mountain. So thank you, Jatem.
No, thank you,
and
Melody.
we will look forward to seeing you again.
Yes.
And thank you for joining us and giving us a little taste of Jatem Nisi behind the scenes of Friday Night Vibes.
Jatem. My dear, precious boy. Although it hurts me to see you hurting, I am happy that you are tender and humble enough to cry. You stay right there in that position. That is the position every man must find himself in order for God to make him the man he intended him to be. In his presence. And I'm right here, son. I'm right here to take full responsibility in my part and why you haven't. I was watching TV recently, and I heard a life coach say that a man is who his mother made him to be. I said, that is a lie from the pits of hell. I didn't raise my boys to be this way. What is wrong with this boy? Like I didn't raise Matthew to not come home or even call for that matter. In over 30 years. I didn't raise Jerome to be out of prison for various things. And I didn't raise Aaron to drink himself into an early grave. But that is certainly where he is. I told all my sons I didn't want them to be like their father. Why is he so much like his father? What I should have been saying is, why is he so much like me? Why is he a slave to fear like me?
You didn't learn that from Franklin. You learned how to be afraid from me. I taught you that. And I am so sorry. I allowed you to believe that Franklin's ways of being was something normal. When I should have held you in my arms and let you cry. Told you how special you were. And that nobody gets to mistreat another human being because their burdens are too heavy to carry. And that dealing out misery like a deck of cards is not a human alternative for dealing with pain. Then you would have understood that Kitsy, Charisse, Jameer, they don't deserve the insensitivity that you have been showing towards them. I see how I could have done things different for my children. For you. And I didn't. Each one of God's hands is different. One is firm and fatherly. The other nurtures and mothers. When a mother doesn't nurture, a piece of that child goes missing. And they get weak like a baby who hasn't been nursed. The baby grows crooked and takes on weeds. I apologize for your weeds, Ro. Please, forgive me. I never gave you permission to hurt. I can't take that back now. Lord knows I wish I could. But I'm here now to wipe your tears. Ro, I give you permission to feel. Permission to be the little boy that you never got a chance to be. Father, I give you my son. Let him know that he is yours. Set him free.
Good evening, Karen Russell here. I serve on the praise and worship team at my church. I also dance and do missionary work. I am also serving on the board of directors for Worship Art Restoration. So here is the next $20 question for our subscribers. Who is the rap artist that opened our program on the 6th episode of Friday Night Vibes? The first person to answer in the chat correctly wins. Thank you for joining us tonight, and let's get back to the show.
Woo, I can hardly believe we are at the end of our 8th episode of Friday Night Vibes. Thank you. Thank you to those viewers, our subscribers, those who have supported us.
We couldn't do this without you, so we thank you that you joined us tonight. I want to take a moment to actually say who our business partners and sponsors are, because I know y'all don't be staying around for all long credits. I know you're not really watching the credits roll. So let me read for you those who are our regular donors and our sponsors and our partners. We want to thank Bread of Life International Worship Center, Reverend Rudy Mosley and Latoya Mosley, thank you so much. Valiant Arts Dance Studio, She Hopes, She Helps Ministry, Roland Hines Photography, of course, the Amos Family Fund, CO Abundant Trust, Glorious African Restaurant, Michelle Davidson LLC, and thank all our war members, our board of directors, comprised of Maureen Bowden, Stephanie Barboza, James McBride, Karen Russell, and Phil Ashley. Thank you all for making all this possible, one part of what we do here at Worship Arts Restoration. So, without further ado, hit it, Jatem.
So, I am your host, Jatem Nisi, and I will see you next season on Friday Night Vibes.
If I were a drummer, I would use my cymbal. If I were a writer, I would use a pencil. I would use my voice. If I were a singer, ooh, no matter who or what we are, we must praise. If I was a doctor, I would use my research, a prolific dissertation. If I was a speaker, I would use my hands. If I were a potter, no matter who or what we are, we must praise. Oh, people of the Lord, and the people of God, bless Him. Oh, let His praises ring. Let it ring. Hallelujah. Love and truth. My Lord. With our gifts we exalt Thee, merciful, wonderful God, real sweet.